Arr. Are we ready, as Packy says. So, this match is super exciting. Coming off of that match with Swong, that was the kind of match where I just felt so excited to be playing this game and felt so in control and so even with him. And I'm really rooting for him, because if he beats me, I want him to go all the way, right?
Heck yes.
And this is the first time that Swong and inphlox are facing off against each other.
That's right. Yeah. This is gonna be an exciting match. It's also Swang's first time in the finals, I believe, and so that's an exciting time for him.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time. You mentioned, I think, right before our match that he started last year, maybe around the same time that I did, and his growth has been amazing. And he's an excellent versus player.
That's true. Yeah, he's been whooping us all in the Virus Buster League. If you're interested in participating in that kind of thing, definitely check out our channel on the Discord hashtag virus-buster-league. Um,
Yes. We have all kinds of events in the community. So there's the Virus Buster League for those who like versus, and our weekly checkup for people who like to have fun races, speed races against people. We usually do 0 to 10 or the level blocks for the tournament. So there's something for everyone, including recently, I think, some Dr. Mario Online prescription or RX or whatever. So very exciting.
all right.
So we have readies from both players. So we're going to get started. Levels 13 through 17, or 14 through 17,
14
rather.
now. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
the uh, the runs were going so long, our players were getting tired. So we are off. Both players off at about the same time, and some real quick starts from both players.
Yeah, Swang does this great horizontal play. He likes to avoid drop time. I think he was dealing with a little bit of garbage on columns 6 and 7 now, but it's not going to be too bad. He can work around it. And meanwhile, inphlox chopping down that board. Look at that nice combo in column 7 and 8.
Yeah, very cool. We're seeing a lot of really nice efficient plays, seeing some short stacks, seeing some. Oh, excuse me. Here comes a short stack from inphlox, and then going to be starting on his blue in the middle of his screen. Meanwhile, Swang with a little bit of an advantage at the moment, 27 viruses to 32.
Yeah, he had two columns that were a little bit up higher, separated by one virus. So not a little bit of a precarious situation, but managed to chop it down. Has a 6 virus advantage. This double red going to be great for him. And yeah, look at the bottom of Swang's board, just so friendly, so ready for doubles. This double yellow gonna rock it. Ah, looks so good.
Meanwhile, inphlox sort of shaking his head, partly because of a misdrop, but also partly because he had no red of board. He's fixed that up now, and making progress towards the tons of blue that he has everywhere.
But meanwhile, look at Swang. He just needs one more blue, and it's gonna go in a very efficient way. Notice horizontal on the bottom. That red garbage meant nothing. Out at a 158. Fantastic time for level 15.
Really great finish. And uh, getting started on level 15, I would say one of the frustrating things about his level is that he had a bunch of yellow in adjacent columns on the left of his board. He has very carefully cleared it from the right to the left so that there's no garbage made in the process, but that was definitely a high priority for him. So it was smart of him to focus on that.
Definitely. And
Meanwhile,
influx.
Influx coming close to the end of his level 14, gonna have the last pill now at a 239.
Yeah, and that endgame was really nice and clean, setting up for a horizontal drop combo into another horizontal. That's the kind of play we expect to see from him. But the top of his level so far, just those yellows scrunched up, not a lot in terms of diversity there. So now it's just gone from a red blue story to a yellow red story, all in a matter of a couple pills.
Another nice zero drop clear from Swang. He's set himself up for a vertical on yellows and then going to go horizontally on the rest. A very nice way to finish that out. Um, I think he is setting up for some horizontals on the blue and really coming close to the end of his level here, actually. Just 15 viruses to go to inphlox's 41. So this is quite an
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, and inphlox not happy with what he's seeing. Notice he's got a misdrop in the center of his board. I don't think he's really used to playing from behind, and I think he's getting a little discomposed here. But also the board not cooperating with him. Look, it's just a giant flotilla of blue everywhere. So not really what you want to be seeing.
Yeah, definitely agree. And it's very easy to get flustered when something isn't going just right, and there's many things going not just right. So I don't blame him at all. But Swang going to be approaching the end of his level 15 with just 3 viruses left. The red in the bottom left is a little bit buried, so there's going to either need to be some garbage cleared or something. We're going to see how that goes, but he's just not getting any blue, and the stuff he has left is all blue. Oh,
But
and
now he is free
that
and
to come
clear.
back to just a 14 virus deficit from where we started the level is a big change.
But Swang looking great out of 16 at under 5 minutes. So the reason why we play these level blocks at the end of the tournament is they represent the highest height that viruses can be at. Level 17 is the max out in terms of height, and it is hard to play on these levels, especially on high speed. Swang used to be a medium player, now he's switched to being a high player, and luckily not hurting in the transition, but it is tough up there.
Definitely. We're seeing Swang has set up for a big combo there on the right, but put himself in a position where he kind of needs a double blue and can't really make progress making his board lower until that happens. And when you're starting at the top of the board, that's a dangerous spot to be in. He has taken care of it at this point and going to be making progress towards the bottom of his board with blue and red everywhere. Influx
Meanwhile,
bringing it
Influx,
back.
yeah, turning up the aggression there, only an 11, and actually 9, nope, 6 virus deficit with that. That just shows you the power of the combos that Influx can put together. Look at this in the center of the board. Really nice possibility for this combo. Vertical into a horizontal into a vertical. Really nice job. And meanwhile, Swang opening up it back a little bit, but look at Influx's board. Really nice and no garbage.
Yeah, these are some very nice boards. The one thing that I would say about Swang's board is he's sort of set up for a horizontal on the red in columns 1 and 2, and that's going to be tough because he needs to build up to there first. Um, it is definitely going to be a thing that's possible. He may also choose to clear those vertically just to avoid having to build there, but he has set himself up for it.
Yeah, and those
Mm.
setups are so hard to let go of once you start. So once you're committed, it's really hard to let go. But the speed will keep getting higher and make that more difficult. And
Yeah,
meanwhile, there's just a 3, actually 2 virus deficit as Influx continues, or as Swan continues to work on that situation. Influx is clearing things out and has a really nice open end game, can work underneath or on top.
yeah, Swang has really put himself in a bit of a bind here, just putting more and more garbage on top of the things that he needs to clear. So this is going to be quite a slow end game for him, and I expect Influx will be able to take the lead as a result, coming out of level 16 at a 740.
Yeah,
Influx
and
getting ready for some horizontal fat log on the right. Doesn't quite get the piece he needed in the right order, so decides to go for a different thing.
has no use for red right now as Swang gets into level 17.
About 30 seconds behind, so recoverable for sure. But we are in the final level, so this is the chance if there's going to be any. Swang really having trouble dealing with garbage at the top of his board. Uh, just pills are coming in an odd order for the kinds of things that he's been setting up, and that's sort of turning out unfortunately. Um, does bring the top of his garbage line down a lot with that last play. Makes it a lot safer, much less risk of topping out. You really don't see top outs that often at this level, but it's definitely a thing that you are managing the risk of as you play.
If we went to level 20, it would be a different story. But Swong bringing it back down to an 8 virus deficit with a really nice even top line. And notice that inphlox making good inroads, a little bit of garbage here, but really nice combo down the center. And so things are going well for him there. Not a lot of use for red unless it's paired with a yellow. So we'll see how he manages these combos.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of his garbage is of similar colors to each other, so that makes it hard to clear all out at once. But he is taking a stab at it, and we're seeing from Swang yet another horizontal setup to get some blue off the board and open up a combo that he's set up middle of the board, fires it off, and doing a great job there of bringing the deficit back down to 12. Uh, but the end of the level is approaching.
Oh my gosh, it is. I kind of thought we had another like 2 levels of all of this. And look at Influx is yellow. Um, nice horizontal there, dropping some garbage down, but the yellow in row 2 and
Oh,
row 1 can be cleared with that fat log, leaving the blue open for a horizontal clear. Really nicely done there. Just needs a couple blue to be out.
and that'll be it. Game 1 to Influx at a 10:35.
We changed the level blocks at the beginning of this year. As we said at the beginning, it used to be levels 13 to 17, but it was such a slog that we changed it to 14 through 17. So, since this is only the second month, every time is a hot time. So, Swang should finish it out, and he's out at a 10:52.
That's hot time number 2. And a PB.
Woo!
Woo-hoo. Swan getting his towel out, make sure his hands aren't too sweaty for the next bit. I can definitely confirm that in the finals, it's very easy to get sweaty and adrenaline-y and panicked. Anything you can do to manage those things, definitely recommended. We've got it ready from Inflox here. I believe still waiting on a ready from Swang.
Mhm. And we do have a ready from Swang. And
Thought he
three,
had already
two,
read it up.
one,
Makes sense.
pills.
Gives away the secret information that he's not listening to the stream. So now we know that about him.
I could never, honestly.
Really?
I know I couldn't. If nope. Really nice combos from Swang back to back. Uh, as I disavow my own work, I could never listen to the stream. Uh, Influx. Look at this interesting top. There's double possibilities, but it doesn't seem particularly friendly, and he goes to columns 1 and 2, can do the reds horizontally, but it's just gonna drop garbage, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, and maybe a slight misdrop in the middle of the board. Now a second one, compounding it. Sort of unfortunate for inphlox. And one of the amazing things about Swong's opening to this level, uh, he had of his first like 10 clears, only 2 of them had any drop time at all. Crazy, crazy efficient plays with short stacks and uh, that kind of thing.
Influx showing his mettle here. I mean, just had a lot of gross stuff on the board, cleaned it right out with just a monster clear. Behind by about 11, but obviously it's very early days yet. Influx has a lot of yellow on the top there, does have a great horizontal red possibility there in the center. Is thinking about taking it? Yes, he goes
Yeah.
for it. Nice combo from that.
And now you can see the planning on the red blue in columns uh, 5 and 6 for Inflox. Knew that he was going to be clearing things from below to make the blue available below. Swong, approaching the end of his level, just 5 viruses left, mainly needing blue. And getting some red blue, just the combo he wants to see.
Definitely just needs one more blue to be out. Influx, only 5 viruses behind, but the end game, the board health doesn't tell the same story. Uh, had all that garbage in column 6 and 7, has cleared it out, just needs the reds cleared, and then he can use the blue horizontally. And he's going to be out at a 233.
He does get the pills that he needs in the right order for the end game, though. So that's out pretty quick. Maybe 10 viruses behind at the moment, which is a pretty good outcome, all things considered. Swong dealing with yellow everywhere on top row, and just looking for opportunities to use any other color.
Yeah, his reaction time is amazing, though. If you see him making those micro tucks, those are hard to do on high speed, especially with the decision making. A lot of us are pressing down or pressing left or right, instantly as soon as we see that pill coming before we see the next box. So these are great moves from Swang.
Definitely. Oh, look at that blue clear from Inflox. He's upset because there was one blue left over, but he cleared probably 16 or something. I don't know. Nutty. Absolutely nutty.
Yeah, and followed it up with an excellent drop clear. And just brought it down to 1. And meanwhile, Swang has no use for blue except for building any strategic garbage. So he is probably gonna, things are pretty even, but since it's all yellow, he's just gonna have to work around it in a weird way. Nice T into a drop combo for Swang.
So I'm going to be looking for more efficient T clears to make sure that these yellow disappear uh, as quickly as possible, because that's definitely going to be one of his bottlenecks. Possibly also blue being a thing that he's trying very hard to be efficient with. Um, Meanwhile, Influx has set up for the horizontals at the bottom of his screen incredibly early. You can see the horizontal double red and double yellow are lined up specifically for that to happen. Manages to fire off that combo and be out as soon as he gets one more red piece at a 453, coming out of level 15 a little bit ahead.
Really nice combo from Swang just now, sort of thundering down. Notice it looks a little garbagey, but he does have the reds to take out horizontally, and the blue will fall on top after all that yellow drops. So he'll have to take some drop time, but look at this cascade down. He's out at a 517.
Definitely a very solid time. And there's a little void on Swong's board. Kind of interesting. He is clearing the stuff above the void in a way that avoids drop time. So good on him for that.
Could one say he avoids drop time?
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh no!
Okay, I'll just be over here. I'm on quiet time. uh, but only a 5 virus lead for inphlox right now. Nice combo from him there. He needs to clear out all this red on top, but notice he has some interesting possibilities. I think if he can get those blues horizontally, that's the kind of play that he loves, but he is going to take this drop time and drop the blue down into column 6.
Counting on our fingers real quick
Yep.
here.
Yep. I got it. Got it.
Definitely with you on that one. Yeah, these boards are looking very good. Swong now has a little bit of garbage on his board, but definitely setting up for a very big combo if he can get the reds on the right of his board horizontally. That will make everything fall into a very nice spot. There goes the combo, taking down the right side of his board all the way down.
It's made it really nice and clean all of a sudden. And inphlox had a really great drop T there. And it looks like he could be making some plans to do those yellows horizontally in row 4, but he's got to get some blue to work for him. Oh, wait, never mind. He did it a different way. Okay, he's got it.
All right. Once again, the end game from inphlox looks a little bit messy. It's definitely doable, and he gets the double red that makes it work just fine. So he will be out at a 733. About 11 viruses ahead at this moment. Swong's setting up for some pretty cool stuff here at the bottom. Lots of yellow left over, so doing his best to clear the yellows in a way that uses everything he gets.
Yeah, and he's been doing these moves that have sort of a beautiful swooping motion just to tuck stuff underneath and minimize all that drop time. So things are looking really good. He is going to be out of 16 at an 808.
Very nice tee from inphlox there to clear the top of his screen and bringing down all of the yellow. So he's mostly red is what's available to him at the moment. Looking to open up a little bit of blue in the middle of his board with those yellow clears. I think he actually may be thinking of clearing horizontally so that the red above it falls down onto more red, which makes a lot of sense given that we are thinking that maybe red is the trouble color.
Definitely. And Swong has a bunch of blue on the top of his board, but luckily getting a little diversity now has no use for yellow, so he's cleared all of that out. Nice garbage combo there. But yeah, he's looking a little curious there because he's just really not getting anything that's helpful.
Yeah. He also made a setup that had conflicting plans for horizontal and vertical, I think, and made him tilt his head a little bit, but has cleared away the bits of that would be called garbage, and is now making great progress towards the bottom of his board with 41 viruses left, but there is a big advantage for inphlox at this point as he nears the end of his final level.
Yeah, and he's been making great plans for the bottom of this board. Taking that double blue on top of the blues was a great move because he always will have space to take those blues out horizontally in row 2. But now he looks like he's going to be going for that red in column 1 vertically. So he has to clear that blue on top.
That's definitely inphlox's priority at the moment, and he gets a little bit of blue to help with that, and a double red to finish out level 17. 10-12.
The hottest times in this level block are under 10 minutes. But again, every time so far has been a hot time, and so they've been ranging from 9:16 to 12:07 in the hot times so far. So we've been in that range every time. I do love puns, I gotta say.
uh,
Really nice endgame here from Swong.
Very clean finish at 11 minutes even. But that will be game 2 to inphlox now with 2 crowns. This is match point, so to speak. Very dangerous for Swong at the moment.
We usually like to see our finals go to 5 games. It's happened a bunch recently, and that's what the people want to see. We got ready for from both players.
And it's definitely happened from a 2-0 start as well. All right, let's see this match point go in 3, 2, 1, and pills. They are both off. Very diverse boards at the top for both. Going to be looking for some horizontal clears from inphlox at the top of his board. Meanwhile, Swong continuing to make plays that involve dropping nothing.
Yeah, these are really nice plays. Just taking the first real big drill clear is Swong. Notice this double blue, great opportunity for the L there, but now has just this one blue exposed on his board, so it's kind of a mess. He needs a lot of red right now.
Really needs red for sure. Meanwhile, inphlox has lots of opportunities for double clears and going to be setting up for a fat log in the bottom right of his board, which means that he's looking to pile red on top of that because there's red viruses below it.
Meanwhile, nice combo from Swong in columns 6 and 7. But he does have this garbage on column 1, and columns 1 and 8 are always difficult to place garbage on because you can only attack them in one way.
Oh, I love that swoop from Swong. It clears out, clears between the red and the blue that was going to fall down, making it a much more efficient thing to have in that spot. And inphlox setting up for a couple of combos, looking mostly to prioritize his red at the moment, I would say. I'm going to go for a horizontal clear on both of his blues. Maybe not, actually. There's a little bit of red garbage at the bottom. We'll see how that turns out. But Swong setting up for a big T here. That's going to
Ooh,
take care of all the rest of his red viruses.
that looked great. And Influx just needs a couple more blues, but yeah, he had to clear those blues in column 7 to make way for that, which is never the ideal situation because Dr. Mario can punish you at any second, but he's out at a 215.
And inphlox making a setup that suggests he kind of wants a double red. There are other ways to finish things off there. It looks like he's one of them, and it's a good strategy. The thing that he was doing there was giving himself an opportunity for a really great thing to happen, but in a way that was protecting against risk by making other things possible as alternatives. Very flexible way to play. Meanwhile, Swang has made it into level 15, about 10 or 12 viruses behind, but with his viruses packed all right next to each other, which is great for getting very fast clears. So we should be seeing some good stuff from him, setting up for a nice T on the yellows on the right, and clearing out his column 7 and 8 very quickly.
Yeah, this is some great stuff here. Dealing with that garbage by placing it up high and nice drop combo, nice vision there down to column 7. So let's hope for a lot of red for swong right now.
inphlox setting up a big combo on the yellows. There it goes. Two separate cross clears firing at the same time. Going to need a little bit of red and a little bit of maybe a little bit of yellow on the left to clear away some garbage.
Yeah, I think he just broke my brain. And then Swang responds with a beautiful mega combo there with a lot of things going on as well. This is why these players are at the top. They're just making so many plans and can see down into the level just so far.
Definitely. But swung out of 15 for, or inphlox out of 15 first at a 425 or so. Swung not far behind, just 6 viruses to go. Has them all available to clear and just needs a little bit of blue out at a 444. So not that far behind.
Long opening up a lead just because the board has been so friendly and the pills have been too. Not sure if RNG is going to put a stop to that, but he did have that misdrop in the center already cleared up, garbage already cleared up there.
I think not even a misdrop. He just didn't have places to put red, and so he used the half of the pill that he could use. Um, it's a situation that happens every once in a while. Have to grin and bear it. Nothing to do, and his influx right side now quite tall. He's bringing that down with nice horizontal plays and uh, prioritizing the power on the right. But Swang with very good vision the on the height resource of his board, bringing that down very evenly uh, across the entire board.
Yeah, and look at the possibilities available to Swong. I mean, just all the doubles that are there, just ripe for the picking. He's just got to get everything going in the right order. Needs a lot of red blue help.
And he has brought the virus deficit down to just 12. Uh, Influx looking for, I guess, a little bit of yellow to help with the end of his game. The ideal, I think, for him is to make a horizontal clear on the yellows and have the blue drop down, which he does happen to make out at a 636. About
Wong's made great progress on this level, and things are really cooperating for a good end game for him. He has the possibility to take out the blues horizontally, the reds horizontally on the bottom, and a well placed blue red will do everything for him. But now everything's free and clear. Just one more blue will get it.
one more blue.
Oh,
One more
God.
blue.
No. All right, great. Out at a 706.
About 30 seconds behind with that hot dog stand at the end. Uh, Influx did have a little bit of the of level, which has caused him to have a little bit of garbage here. He's doing his best to clear it up, but it's cost him a little bit of time for sure, with Swang being just 11 viruses behind at this point.
And speaking of Swang, making a great micro decision there to sort of tuck underneath in column 4 looks just really good and just bringing this down really nice and cleanly.
Hot combo from Influx there. And he has almost every color pair and set himself up in a way that added the one color pair that he didn't have as a sort of natural from the top kind of pair, which was
Yeah.
the yellow red.
But he is really holding out hard for this red blue, and he's going to get it. And so much is going to trigger here. Boom,
Nice.
boom. Almost broke the game here with that combo. But look at all that yellow on Influx's board right now. Sheesh.
Yep, definitely has some yellow going on. And I suppose his plan for the yellow in column 5 is going to be to wait until it's has some space underneath it and then clear from below. There will still be some red that's not really contributing to any virus, but it at least won't be blocking that particular clear. Looks like he had another plan in mind, fires it off, and we'll be finding other ways to deal with that garbage. Meanwhile, swung down to just a 9 virus deficit from the 12 that we were looking at before, but the end of the level very close here, going
Yes,
to
and
need some big combos.
yeah, he is definitely looking for that tea with the reds. I was really hoping a mini red blitz would come for him and he would get the super fat tea, but it was not to be, but he's working around it, and we just need some red for swung. Yes, drop it.
Drop it!
Oh, we are just nerd city here, aren't we? Um, and this is going to be a difficult end as inphlox just needs a couple more yellows and he'll be done, and he will be February's champion with a time of 9:52. Excellent time for inphlox. An
Very
awesome
solid finish.
awesome finish for Swang as well. He should definitely finish this one out. Um, he was probably trying to go for a red horizontal for a little bit, but RNG wasn't cooperating, and now just needs a couple of red blues, and he's done. 10:17, nice time. So Influx is our February champion. Swung a well-deserved first trip to the finals. Hopefully, we will see him more often. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight. All 73 of you, wow, and for dropping gift subs. I want to thank all the players this month and the commentators, John Nash and Dimwit. Come back next week. We're going to be doing our silver bracket tournament. So seeds 17 through 25 or so are going to be battling it out for a championship point. Anything else to add, Dimwit?
Be good to each other.
All right. Good night.